So it's been a little minute since I posted, and a couple different things happened. In short, like a breakup. It wasn't really a breakup, it was just me walking away from a situation, and just having revelations about myself, having a little bit of therapy, had a reading. So like cool things like that. So I just wanted to kind of talk to you, more so to the camera, to myself. So yeah, but I just wanted to come on here and talk about your relationships with people, my relationships with people, and how distracting it can be, how easy it is to lose yourself if you develop relationships in the middle of your own growth. And I'm noticing that relationships really are distracting for me, especially intimate relationships and like romantic, not intimate. Romantic relationships are really distracting for me. Usually when I'm in a relationship, I give my all. I'm really future oriented, so I usually think about the future, and I just give a lot to the person regardless of whether I feel like I'm getting it in return. That's just who I am. I'm a giver, and I love really hard. So I'm realizing that I need to take a break. This last situation hasn't damaged me or anything. I don't feel bitter, I would say, because one thing I can say about pretty much all of my relationships except this last one is that they haven't broken me in any way. Like, nothing made me say, like, all men are trash, or this is why I can't deal with blah. Like, none of them have really ended like that. So this was actually really helpful to me. It's weird, like, it wasn't super sad for me. It was more so like, okay, this should be your moment to have tunnel vision and just focus. And of course I was sad for a short amount of time because I like being in a relationship. I enjoy it. I like, spending time with people that I like, but I just need to focus. I'm 25 and I need to have tunnel vision on my development. What place will I have in my world? What kind of things do I want to do? What kind of things haven't I tried yet? And the reason that I say a relationship is distracting when you're in the middle of your development, like the core of it, is that if you're like me and, when you like people, what they have going on matters. You reschedule things when you really like somebody. You may put money into that person or put time into that person, and you rearrange your life pretty much. I mean, it's easy to do it. You may not think that you're doing it, but it's easy to do it. You have to compromise with that person. You have to be committed to that person if that's your thing, or or not. And just certain opportunities you wouldn't take, or certain things you wouldn't entertain because you're in a relationship. And I just don't need those barriers on me right now. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna go out and lose my mind, or I might. Depends on what I want to do. But I just don't want to be committed to anyone or loyal to anyone but myself right now. I want to put all of my investment into myself. I don't want anyone to take care of me. I want to make sure that I set myself up. I don't want anybody to have leverage over me or dangle anything in my face. I don't want anyone to be able to just walk out on me and I be left with just pieces, not knowing what to do, or not knowing what I'm interested in, or the things that I'm good at. This time away from a serious relationship is going to be meant for self-development and trying things, experiencing things, even if it's temporary, just doing. That's what I want this to be about, is just for me to do things and focus on just doing things. And also, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, seeing what's out there. It's a big world, and I've only lived in one city my life this far, and I just started traveling the last couple years. So it's like, I want to see the world. I want to see the different spaces that I fit in. I want to test out my social skills. I'm not even like a super social person. I want to test out, like, if I can meet new people and kind of vibe. Like, how do I vibe with people? I just want to have a good time and develop some skills, acquire new ones. And so that's what this is about. And really, I just think that in your 20s and your mid 20s is a good time to have moments like this. Like for me, you know, when you're younger, if you have a person that you're dating at the time, you think you're going to be with them for a while. And when you're younger, you think your life is going to go a certain way. And then you realize that it is alternate realities of things and ways that your life can go. So, you know, don't be so confined to one space in your life. Don't spend your time trying to force one line of reality. Just go with what feels right. And too often we stick ourselves to situations just to force it to work and make it work just because you're afraid of the latter. You're afraid of what else could happen. You don't want to adjust to anything else. You don't like being uncomfortable. And being uncomfortable is what makes you grow. It's hard. It's not easy. And in the time, it usually feels like the end of the world. But I guarantee you, when you come out of it, you're like, number one, that probably wasn't that bad. Or that was terrible, but look at me now. Like, dust all the debris off of you and patch up your bruises and stuff, and you move forward. You develop thicker skin every time. So, I'm not ashamed of anything that's happened to me. I don't regret anything. I don't have time to regret anything because, as we all know, like, time continues to move on and life goes on around you. So if you want to sit and harbor, I would suggest get therapy. If you need to vent like that to the point where you can't move past things, you should probably see a therapist or something. You don't want to be that person that's stuck. I definitely don't want to be that person that's stuck. But yeah, honestly, and I've also found that it is super empowering as a woman to just be so vulgar and upfront with your truth and living in your truth. When you're not satisfied, you say it. You say up front the things that you expect and the things that you want. And I'm telling you, it's so liberating to just stand in my truth. I don't defend myself to anybody. I don't justify myself to anybody. And it just feels really good to just own what I am and own what I'm about and just be unapologetic in how that affects other people, because I know I don't have any bad in my heart. I know I don't have any malicious intentions. And just honesty. Like, I just really value honesty, and I try to live as true as possible as far as me. I try to live as true as possible. So just kind of wanted to share that. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but I like being open. Like I said, just for me to look back on and see like where I was at this point in life. So yeah, don't know what my next video will be. I'm trying to get my creativity back. So until then, I'll see you guys, and thanks for listening to me. Make sure you leave me a comment. Follow me on Instagram, or if you just want to chat, do that. And I'll see you guys on my channel somewhere.